Welcome back to the Nerdiverse. I'm Danny.
I'm Chang.
And here we are, Classroom of the Elite, Season 3, Episode 13. Love is the best teacher.
I don't know where they're going to go in this episode. Like, they pretty much resolved everything in the last two episodes, I feel. I think the only thing is literally the old man, right? This is the episode, isn't it, that we said it could go one of two ways. Either they beat the shit out of the old man as a group and it'll be fucking funny as fuck and it'll be a peak episode. Or just nothing's going to happen. It'll be pretty disappointing.
I'm just hoping they don't give us fan service. I don't want a fan service finale. Please do not do it.
They're not going to, right? they won't do that, right?
I hope they don't, mate.
Right?
Because when we watched Rise of the Shield Hero, was it Season 2 where they did that?
Oh, God,
thing?
don't. Yeah, that was bad.
I hated that. That was so dumb, that was.
Indeed.
It's just frustrating. But I'm sure they won't. They won't.
Yeah,
they won't do it.
Hopefully it will have a strong ending. Oh, shall we just jump in?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, right. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. I'm surprised they didn't like show more of these scenes with her, like sort of showing their relationship, because they always seem so random when she does pop up.
Yeah,
because she's in the same class as Ryuan, isn't she? Like.
Yes, he is. In a way.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their relationship is going to be. Like, does she like him?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
See, she doesn't match the same energy as Class D, so... Yeah, exactly. She seems totally against it, so I'm not sure why she has so much faith in, like, Ryuan and stuff. What is he scheming now?
Yeah, his other girlfriend.
One of many of his harem.
Stop getting jealous.
I know, right? Is that the necklace that he got her that she's wearing?
Yes. So she definitely does care.
Definitely.
Oh, sassy.
Oh God, what's going on here? Are they gonna try and forge an alliance or something? Yes, Ryuan. Fucking tell him.
God, what's going to go down now then?
Oh, what? Is he turning against her?
I mean, true, yes, if they did to, well, it would be freaking ridiculous.
That's true.
But I think Iron Koji's not the sort to do that.
More fun.
No, they both need each other because they both enjoy the battles. Hey up. What the hell? That's a bit of a weird place to put your hand, mate. That normally means a bit more.
こんな風に会わないか。俺と二人きりで。約束してくれるか。
それは。
Do you think he ever will have a love interest, or do you think he is just not?
I don't think
just
he's
using
capable of it. Like, if he does it, it's not going to be real. I feel like it's just using people. I don't think he comprehends what love is because of just all the White Room stuff.
Yeah.
確定しない。だが、もしも一ノ瀬が没落してしまうようなら、その時は。
Wow.
What the f... Okay, well that answers that question we had earlier then. Just a minute ago, yeah. So clearly doesn't see her like that.
懐かしい場所だな。
そんなことより、この日和からの伝言はどういう意味だ。綾野浩二。
去るのは寂しいからな。
坂柳に負けた割に、ずいぶん偉そうだな。
Didn't really lose her, did he? It was all fixed.
Yeah.
なめるなよ。俺を任したお前が坂柳より下はない。穴から勝負する気もなかったが。あるいはどうしようもないアクシ
Yeah,
ョン。
Ruon's already figured it out.
Yeah. He's not stupid though, is he? So
それで、お前はこれからどうするんだ。
もう少し休暇を楽しむつもりだ。それに飽きたらウォーミングアップに一ノ瀬と坂柳を潰す。それとお前を退学させられるとしたら俺だけだ。
I do love these two, the battles they have.
随分だな。
The sexual
learned.
tension between the two of them.
I know I was going to say, I reckon these two will end up together, won't they? Yeah, 100% it's these two. If they're shipping anybody in this show, it's these two.
B クラスに使った手。もし証拠を抑えられていたら、お前は詰んでいた。今も
So what did he actually do?
俺との再戦すら実現しない。
だがいずれ
お前に潰されるの
I bet you won't.
What is going on? Why are they... What is
デ
this?
ートしてるよね。あいつとはそんなんじゃないってば。じゃあこの後ごめん、休養入っちゃった。
Kay does not have time for your girly shit.
なんだか軽井沢さん、元気なかったね。
I think it's more just I know Koji just doesn't have any interest in her. I'm guessing she probably doesn't have any useful qualities for her to be useful to him anyway.
We know who he's going for.
I'm curious
so-
what she was thinking about though. Oh,
Oh god, it's him.
come on. Corner him in this alleyway and just beat the shit out of him as a gang.
この学校を気に入っています
I think what would even be better is if it's a rando that we've not even properly met yet, like a kid that's like NPC character just smacks him.
No, I want to see Sakayanagi get the walking stick on him.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Wait.
another White Room student.
Another White Room student. Ah. Interesting.
But he said he's going to join, so isn't it going to be obvious here though? Unless it's going to be when they're in the second year, so it's going to be like a new first year or something. Is that what they're saying?
ホワイトルームで俺よりも優れた
I think so. I'm not really certain on that part.
Huh. There seems to be more going on with her, because she was like deep in thought earlier.
松下
She seems a lot more sort of aware of things than she lets sort of
萎縮するらしくて
off, I feel.
たまたまいた俺に意見を聞いてきたんだ。
そうなんだ。
Is she going to be more
この前
interesting?
の試験のフラッシュ暗算の
Oh yeah, she figured that out, didn't she?
あれは
Because she
たまた
noticed.
ま得意な顔
She had a weird look on her face when she saw the results, so I think she... Yeah.
平田くんとベンチで話してるところ。
You know what would be funny, by the way? What if we find out that the actual other person that's from the White Room is blonde guy? What's his name?
Who?
Koyon.
Oh,
Is it Koenji? Koenji, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be someone in the first year, because we're going into the second year arc soon, and they said it's going to be a new student, I think.
私だって聞きたいのは軽井沢さんのこと。
Ooh.
軽井沢さんは綾野浩二君の実力を知ってるから特別視してるの？
She's a lot sharper than she
じゃ
gives up.
あ、あなたたち二人の関係って何なの？
Is she being promoted to important character status?
Maybe.
目指すにあたってあなたの実力を解き放ってもらえないかしら。
Ooh.
断る。
Wow.
どうして？
悪いが同学年で俺の相手になるやつは一人もいない。全力を出す意味がないな。
Yeah, but what about this new person?
No.
になってからの筆記試験で
Oh.
私と勝負するというのはどうかしら。
俺が勝ったらお前には生徒会に入って
Oh.
Well, she's about to join the student council then.
いいかしら。
Because he's going to win, isn't he?
Not sure
Here we
why
go
they
again.
needed to have random credits before the scene.
で、何？
God knows.
思い出した？伝えたいこと。
Alright, what's gonna happen with
そう
Kay
慌
then?
てるな。
さっきも言ったけどさ、7時から友達と
It's gotta be
Right, yeah,
important, right, if they're gonna make a whole scene out of this.
なんか感
Is
じ
he
悪い
gonna
っていうか
fully
カフェの
open up
時
to
から
her, or
あん
is
た
he
たち
gonna
じゃ
bin
う
her
ろ
off
うしてるっていう
completely?
か
Nah, he's going to start dating her, mate. Love is the best teacher, right? That's what the episode's called.
いろいろ疑われてるんだけど
True.
別れたんだから新しい彼氏を探すの悪い？
Are they actually gonna start dating?
I actually
Is that
think they
what it
might,
says?
you know.
シーナさんと仲良くしてるじゃない？
Is that going to is that what the ending of this season is going to be?
I think so. I think you were right when you brought up the title.
もう行くから。
Grab her arm. There it is. Boom. Here we go. Ask the question.
単純に付き合うか。
There it is.
俺とお前で
Oh, and there's the freak feet pic. There's the real deal.
Yeah, yeah. They've kept it behind tights though, so it's like half free.
Nah, it was the tights was to add more complexity to it.
If you're dating, haven't you got to, like,
I don't
see
get the
them
point
like
of
a
it. I just
kiss or you know.
さんのこと
I just don't give a shit about this romance because, you know, he's just emotionless and there's nothing behind it. Like, it's just more manipulation, so I just don't really
Wait,
care about it. Really.
So he's taking it back now. What?
つまり
Uh,
私のこと
does he? Maybe this is his way of emotion, though, mate.
ってこと？
そうだ。俺は
I don't think it is. I feel like this is just him manipulating her.
I don't know. Like,
He's just using her.
I don't know.
付き合ってあげるわよ。
それは俺の
Like, he gave her a gift, right? Like,
Yeah, all of
I don't
that's
know if
just
it-
manipulation.
言わせる。
私も
I don't think he'd be that cold to fake date and play with someone's
What are you on
proper
about? That's
emotions.
exactly Iron Koji's character.
まさかキスと
Wait a minute.
それはしない。
Wow.
Like, as a fan of romance, just seeing, like, this robotic romance, like, it does nothing for me.
ちょっと
I don't know.
more
I
feet
quite-
focus.
I think it's a good way of doing it because it's showing someone who really doesn't understand emotion. Is
中止。成
I don't know.
ものだ。この恋愛は
It is like a robot.
Well,
falling in
wait,
love,
no.
though.
Here's the monologue.
同時に俺は K を通して
To learn about romance.
Yeah, so he is just using her.
ルームで学ぶ。
Oh, for God's
You're gonna
sake.
bet
Guy and
off.
Koji.
Oh.
See, I told you.
それとも
Wait, what?
どうか祈ろう。
Could that be the one game he doesn't win, though? Does love beat him?
大切な人を抱きしめている俺は
Did he actually feel something?
いるのだと。
Oh, love might beat him.
But you're not smiling though.
I think love might beat him. I wonder if that is the whole point of all of it. Is like the... Because it is like a robot falling in love. And I know what you're saying. It's like... But it is like... It is a robot. He is a robot, though, in a way. Like that's what he is. Just not a robot.
Pretty
obviously,
much.
But he is, though, isn't he? Yeah. So I'm just wondering if it's nice in a way, because I know he's using it. I get it. But I do think that maybe the one game he does lose is romance. Like, he falls in love, and he thinks he was trying to use it, but actually he ends up falling in love.
Maybe, like, it could go in that direction, but I really feel like it just won't go in that direction. Like,
But one thing it has done...
it doesn't
I'll
feel like
admit,
that sort of series.
But one thing it has done, it has that has actually piqued my interest to understanding what route is he going down here with this. One thing I will say now, though, is if he does go down the using route and it ends up being a total use of someone else's emotions all the way through, he will be the worst MC of all time. He will go below.
That's his entire character. That's all he's been doing, like the entire series, and what he's doing now. Like he is literally just using everyone around him.
I know, but he's going into a relationship with someone who actually genuinely likes him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the perfect like tool to use, pretty much. Like
he'll become worse than Subaru if he does this.
I don't know. I feel like you don't understand these characters like that well. Like Subaru is nowhere near one of the worst main characters, and
he is at the moment. I've seen him, mate. Don't forget, you've got the rest of it. I've got where I am right now. I still think he's definitely not one of the. He's definitely not a great one for me at the moment.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, I don't know what direction this is going to go. It seems if they do any more of it, it seems to be going into the second year, which seems interesting, but at the same time, I'm not sure what direction this series is going to be going, and I don't know how invested I am in it anymore. Like, I had such high hopes for the season, and I feel like it kind of let me down. I'm not sure if that's because it was a bad adaptation. From what I've heard, a lot of people are saying the light novels are really good, but the anime adaptation has been really poorly done. And maybe that's the reason why everyone seems to hype up this like entire series, and like I just can't really get into the anime. Maybe it's something that I'd have to just read instead, and maybe the light novels are a lot better. But yeah, I don't know. Like, this season, I had such high expectations for. Like, I was expecting like this entire season of having this like really intelligent and complex battle like between like the two masterminds, like Iron Koji and Saki Yanagi. I feel like we barely got any of that except for like one episode, and then they resolved that, and now they're friends. Or allies, or sort, well, on good terms at least. And it's kind of like, oh, is that it? Like, I feel like this season not much really happened, and I'm kind of disappointed in that, because it felt like this season had so much potential. And I feel like a lot of people were hyping up this season as well, and yeah, I don't know. I don't think those expectations were met for me. What about you? What did you think of it?
I think it had ups and downs for me. Like, it had moments where I thought it was good. It had moments where I thought it was boring. And then I thought it was going to have a weak ending. I wouldn't say it was a strong ending. I'd say it was better than I thought, because going into this final episode, I did think, this isn't going to be great, is it? And it's going to really annoy me or something. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was... I like the idea of exploring what he's doing here. Like, is it just another manipulation he's doing, which is, you know, it probably will be, but is there something more? Is what I would want to know as well. Like, is there something more that's behind all this? Because it would be nice to see him kind of like the bit at the end there where he said, for a moment did I smile. Like, I know he didn't visually smile, but he might be internally smiling. So because he might not want to give, because this is it. He's never ever been taught emotion. Never been taught it. Wasn't taught in the White Room, so he knows nothing. He had a father that's not really a father, who cares nothing for him.
True.
So he is a robot, like literally is a robot.
Yeah.
So I'm interested about the robotic emotion. And the reason I say that, I'm not going to compare it for a second to Pluto, but when I was watching Pluto, it had the similar thing where robots have emotion and it's created that over time and that. And I feel like that was it was nice to explore people who shouldn't have any emotion actually have emotion. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen there. But yeah, so the season though had ups and downs.
I feel like the only parts of the season I actually enjoyed was fucking Yamauchi getting absolutely binned off. Like, that was literally the highlight and peak of the season. And then I think Hirata's backstory and redemption was good. It wasn't amazing, but I'd say it was probably one of the higher points. But apart from that, like, not really much happened this season, I feel like.
I agree.
I was hoping for a lot more Sakayanagi, and we just kind of didn't really get that much of her. Like, I was hoping to see her be an absolute badass, like, in these battle of the wits and mind and stuff, but...
It felt like this season needed to be a double core, I think, because it didn't have enough for it to...
I don't think there's any more content there. I feel like this is literally the end of year one. Like, I feel like going forward, it's going to be year two, and that's like a whole new start or new chapter. So
yeah, maybe they should have done the last one then was the last one a double cut? I can't remember now, but maybe whatever they should have probably tied it off with something else, because it feels like it was like a half season. I don't know, it just felt half to me. Like I know what you're saying. It didn't have enough for it to warrant 13 episodes, I think. Yeah. But anyway, right, let's have a look at the scoring then, shall we? Okay, scale of 1 to 10. 1 being it was awful, why was it ever made? And 10 being this series is a masterpiece, it's iconic.
What would a 5 or a 6 be? That's where I'm kind of leaning on at the moment.
5 is it was meh. We'll probably forget this show exists within a few months. 6, it was okay. It had its ups and downs, but nothing was very memorable.
5 or a 6. I feel like it's kind of in between at the moment. I guess I will give it a 6, I think. I feel like this season was a lot weaker than the other 2 seasons. And I feel like that's probably because this one had a lot of expectation. It had so much potential, and I think it just kind of fell flat on it. Like, I was hoping for so much more with like this conflict with Sakayanagi, and I feel like they just didn't really do that much with it, or didn't show much of it. Maybe a lot of it happened in the background, but yeah, I don't know. I think overall it had its good moments, but it had its very disappointing moments as well. What about you? What about you?
Yeah, mine's a 6. I think, like, I didn't know what I was going to give it going into it, but a 6 is probably where I'd say, reading this again, saying it was okay, it had its ups and downs, but nothing very memorable. But it's probably what I would class it as, because I don't think it was. I didn't get to the end of the day and go, oh yeah, Classroom. Like, I was like, oh yeah, it's all right. We got Classroom tonight. Like, I could have waited to the next day to watch it. Do you know what I mean? Or anything. I wasn't really like, oh, I need to watch it as soon as it comes out.
Yeah, I think it's never gripped me that much. Where it's like, you know, I'm super excited for this week's episode. I can't wait for the next episode. It's always just been like, oh yeah, it's on. We'll watch it. I don't think it's hooked me in, and I think it's because the adaptation wasn't as well done as it could have been. Like, as I said, like, I think from a lot of what people have said, like, the light novel is really good, but it's hard to adapt into anime form.
I really struggle as well with, like, and it's only a personal preference here for me, but I really struggle with too many characters. Like, I'm like, there's just too many for me to remember names and stuff, especially when they all look fairly similar to each other in terms of, like, there's maybe a different colour, like, hair slightly, but I'm like, Jesus, I can never because they're all wearing the same outfit because they're obviously in school. I'm like, I genuinely struggle to understand which character's which. And then by the time I've figured out who it is, it's too late because the scene's gone. You know what I mean? I'm like,
no, I do agree with you. Like, because usually a lot of anime with school and stuff, they focus on like 3 or 4 characters. While this every class has actually got every single member of the class is actually a unique character, and I'm sort of recognizing a lot of them, but there are still quite a few sort of generic looking ones who I kind of mix up a bit. But yeah, I don't know. It's
but yeah, so 6 out of 10 for both of us there. I think I'll be fascinated to see what you all think as well. And like I said, we've said it before, so let's say it again in here. A 6 does not mean it is awful. I think we explained this in Undead Unluck as well, didn't we? But like, this is
our grading system is like 5 isn't bad. Like 5 is like mediocre. 7 is not like the. I feel like a lot of standards, like in grading, people sort of treat a 7 as a 5.
Yeah, well, like for example,
5.
our 10s are literally the words. This series is a masterpiece. It's iconic.
I've literally only given a 10 to one anime, and I've watched like over like I think like 700 things total or something at this point, and I've only
so
given
people need to understand like a 10 basically means like we're just saying everything about it was like bang on. Like, there wasn't one bit. So that's the way you got to understand why we gave it that. So I know people will be like, "Whoa, this is like an 8 or a 9," but actually it probably would end up being maybe similar to our kind of like 6 or 7, if that makes sense. So
because with me it's like 6 was it was alright, 7 was it was good, 8 it was really good, I really enjoyed this, 9 like this is like top tier, like this is some of my favourite stuff.
Yeah, this is stuff you want to go read about, isn't it? This is stuff where you go like, so I think the prime example of that would be like maybe like, Solo Leveling at the moment. It's that kind of one where even I'm like going, and I don't read like stuff anyway, but even I'm going, ooh, I might want to read like more about the first season again, or read up to the first season again, like, and see if there's anything that was missed out of the sort of the manga and not included in the season that I'd like to read about. That's the level we're talking about. So if it's a 9, we're talking like I'm going to actively go out of my way and read about it.
I think that's sort of an 8 for me. Like,
yeah, you read though, don't you? Whereas I like it would take a fucking 9 or a 10 for me to start freaking going out there and reading. Man, I'm telling you now, like it would take a lot.
Fair enough.
It would take a lot because I just don't like reading. I really just have no interest in it. Like, just
who needs words?
Like, I'd want to see it. But yeah, 6 out of 10s. But I want to know what you guys think as well. What would you have scored it? What did you think? How did it go up against, I suppose, season 1 and 2? And I suppose the readers out there, what did you think? Was it a good adaptation? Was it bad?
Does year 2 actually get a lot more interesting?
Yeah, because I suppose the bit we're trying to say here is convince us that year 2 it does get better than what we've had already, if that makes sense. Or
I feel a lot of people were saying this was peak. Like everyone kept saying season 3 was going to be peak, and I think that might have affected my expectations. Maybe.
People need to be careful chucking peak around these days, don't they? They really need to think about saying that word peak, because like if you overhype things, the expectation is like way high, like so high. Solo Leveling was a prime example. I think we both went into that worry, didn't we? Because we were like, oh no, everybody's used that word, it's peak, it's the best thing you'll ever watch kind of thing. So it's always a worry when people say that, because it's like, oh god, is it actually going to be the best thing you've ever watched, or is it not? But sure. Let us know what you thought about it. Thank you so much for joining us on the journey, especially those that have joined us in season 1, 2 and 3. In terms of what is coming up next, I'll rattle them off really quickly now for you. So the next season of things we've got, currently obviously we're still doing ReZero and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on the channel as well. And if you want to get further ahead on those, you can go check out Patreon, where you can see full uncut for them as well. Mushoku Tensei Season 2 Part 2. I'm excited to see where that's going to go next, when we start that in about a week or two, I think it is. Viral Hit, brand new. But it looked good. We're going into that blind though. We're going to keep it that way because it actually looked good from the first kind of trailer, and we'll see how we get on with that one. Fallout TV series lands in about 2 weeks. Excited for that because I did enjoy the games. You loved them more though, didn't you? I think in terms of Fallout. I know you played pretty much all of them. I think, but then we've got that time we got reincarnated as a slime. I'm currently going through season 2, part 2 right now. So to make sure I'm there in time for next week when it starts for season 3. Cheng, I know you've already watched season 1 and 2, so it'd be interesting to carry on that journey. Kaiju number 8. Everybody keeps saying it's going to be amazing, so let's see. And then of course it's not for a while yet. I think it's like mid-May, but Demon Slayer season 4. Curious of that one because apparently there isn't much content they're covering, so I don't know how many episodes we're getting for that, but it's Demon Slayer. Enjoyed it all the way so far, so excited to see what's going to be next. I think that's everything, isn't it?
I think so.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining us on the journey. We'll see you for something else, I'm sure, on the channel. So yeah, thanks. See you in a bit.
Cool. Cheers, guys. Bye.